Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're doing a diagnostic on a Viper, and this is a really cool one. This is a twin turbo Viper. It's early 90s, but it's pretty cool. Customer complains that uh, he has a cylinder that is down, and basically I already tested the compression on it. And how you do that is you unplug all your injectors. That way you're not getting any fuel on the cylinders. And I'm mainly focusing on the cylinder that is down, that he knows of and that he thinks that is an issue, because he tells me that every time he installs or he plugs in the injector for that one cylinder, the car starts smoking really bad. So either the injector is clogged, not clogged, but either it's throwing too much fuel, and that's why it's getting a whole lot of smoke. But then at the same time, he has smelly fuel on the oil. So we already took apart one of the turbos. It's a twin turbo setup, so he already took one of the turbos out just to see the reaction on the actual exhaust by itself, to eliminate the turbo being bad bearings on it. So I already tested compression on 3 cylinders here and this side basically. So we got 150 here, 150 here, and 120 here. So we know that this cylinder has an issue. I'm not worried about any of the other cylinders, because if one cylinder is down, everything has to be taken apart anyway. So right now what I did, compression on that one cylinder is about 20 psi low compared to the other ones. So it's 130 on this one and 150 on the other ones. I got my injectors that are disconnected. I got top dead center on this cylinder here, because what I want to do is I want to do a blow-by test. And essentially, blow-by test, the way I would want to do it, obviously there's a tool for it that you compress it and it holds pressure, and if it starts dropping the pressure, it tells you how bad the cylinder is and whatnot. Scratch that. It don't really matter how bad the cylinder is. We just want to know where it's leaking from. If it's leaking through the intake manifold, if it's leaking through the water, head gasket blown water side, or if it's just seeping down through the rings, through the crankcase. If it's seeping down to the crankcase, it's toast. The rings on the pistons need to be replaced. So that's where we at now. I'm gonna have to turn on the compressor. And then after I get some PSIs on that compressor, I'm gonna hook it up, and I want to see where it's leaking from, and I want to be able to pinpoint. So it's either gonna leak from the throttle body, either or, it don't matter which. It is gonna leak through the throttle body, or it's gonna leak to the oil cap or the cooling system. Cooling system is back here because the lines are disconnected. But either of those 3 points. Head gasket, if it's a head gasket, well, we gotta replace the head gaskets on it. That's like best case scenario. If it leaks air through the side, through the water side, that's a head gasket. If it leaks air through the intake, that's gonna be a valve not sitting properly, and that's why it's getting air through it. Or if it leaks through the exhaust, air coming out through the exhaust, that means you got an exhaust valve that is bad. So those are just head gasket scenarios. If it starts leaking to the cylinder, to the block itself, and you listen to the cap, to the oil cap, which is that one right there, then that's going to be, let's see if the guy can see that one. It's this guy right here. So if it starts hearing through there air, then that just means that the engine needs to be rebuilt. The rings on it are bad. So that being said, let me get air on that compressor. Let me hook it up. Not gonna put you guys on the tripod right now because the compressor is gonna be making a lot of noise anyway. So as soon as I get some PSI on there and I plug it in, we're gonna see where the sound is coming from. So let's see, bring you guys right back. Alright guys, so here we go. Come on. Alright, so right now I got the spark plug off this guy here next door, and I feel air coming out through there. I don't listen to anything here. When I open this guy, I don't hear nothing coming out. I don't know if you can hear it right there. So the air is coming out of there. So I got nothing other than blow by here on the oil cap. So what that tells me is that it's blown down to the crank, and that's why he's getting fuel in the crank. That's why he's getting fuel in the crank. So yep, sad to say, but that rings on that piston. So this thing has to be rebuilt or just get a new engine. We'll see what route we go. But unfortunately, that's a problem right now. That it has bad rings. So that being said, I want to talk to the customer, give him the bad news, and see what we have on it. But yeah, these things happen, especially on a boosted car. It tends to happen quite often. Either the tune probably was off and it kind of melted down the rings, too much fuel in that one cylinder compared to the others, or the injector in that cylinder, it just got stuck open and it just dumping too much fuel, and every time it compresses, it will put pressure on those rings and eventually they crack, and therefore it starts going down. But the spark plug on that side, let me see, it wasn't burning oil. Yeah, this is the spark plug on that side. So it wasn't burning oil. And this is just when I was testing. But yeah. And the one next door to it, it was a little bit darker. So the tune wasn't the best on it, but it was running. So I think that's probably what happened. That injector got clogged and it cooked the rings. Because the rest are 150 and that one is just 130 on PSI, the compression. But yeah, it's a cool little car, man. Big old intercooler. Yeah, it's nice built. But that's what it is. Essentially, he was getting ready to get to the paint booth and repaint it again. But that's what happened. Alright guys, so I'm gonna let you guys go on this one. Just like always, keep on wrenching, share, subscribe, help me help you, and to the next one guys. Later.